Students, we are doing the second chapter of history, establishment of the rule of East India Company in India. So, last time we saw after the new governor Lord Wellesley in 1798 was appointed, he made a lot of treaties to be signed by the different states. So, he also designed these treaties in two purposes. We saw to protect the restricted area under the company, and second one to make the barricades and trustworthy Indian states around the company rule. So, what were their terms and conditions that we will be seeing here in the next. So, first one is states, which state that was signed the treaty with the Britishers, what they had to do, they had to look around or look for these Britishers, look the soldiers of the Britishers, and also look the troops, whatever functions, whatever problems if they have to help them, they had to see their soldiers and their facilities, whatever they need for these armies and soldiers or the troops, they had to provide everything from the states. The second point was to remove the European soldiers other than English from the army. So, in the army there were a lot of other European soldiers also. So, what these Britishers told that we only want the English soldiers, not the Europeans. So, we do not want these English soldiers except the English soldiers. For the British soldiers, all the other European soldiers should be removed from the army. And the third condition was, it was necessary the one person, the one English man should be a resident or a representative. The state had to elect one resident from the Englishman, and he had to take the advice. They had to take the advice of the English person for whatever administration, whatever ruling they had to do, they had to take the advice of that. And the fourth one is, it was necessary for one, so it was necessary to take permission, whatever permissions the states needed to take for the development or for whatever work they need, they had to take the permission of the English officials. And it was necessary before signing any agreement, any treaty, any monopoly treaty, it was necessary to take permission from the English officials for the other countries or the states. And the fifth one was the annual tax was to be paid to the company, whatever annual taxes were imposed in the states, the tax also should be given to the company. That was the condition of the treaty. We see that Lord Wellesley, who was a new governor, started the subsidiary treaty with the Nawab of Hyderabad and then with the Nawab of Awadh. So, now he forced the Tipu Sultan, the king of Mysore, to sign the treaty, but here the Tipu Sultan, he refused to do this, he did not accept. So, therefore, he was attacked, means the Mysore was attacked in 1799, and the war was called Anglo-Mysore War 4, and here we see that Tipu Sultan was killed. Then this Mysore was given to the Naudiyar ruler, who was the previous administrators whom Hyder Ali has replaced and ruled Mysore for a long time. After signing the subsidiary treaty, we see that with the establishment of the secret lordship on the Mysore, likewise like Karnataka, Tangore and Surat, etc., came under the British rule in this process. So, after signing and after ruling, there all this came under the British rule, and most of the things are controlled by the Britishers. So, slowly we see that the Britishers are controlling or capturing the Indian companies and other states. So, now the Tushar is asking the teacher that, so now did the English capture the whole India? Then we see that the teacher said no, the last challenge in front of the Britishers were Marathas. So, we see that the Marathas here are the more brave people here than we see that. So, they were the warriors, and in the family conflict, which gave a good opportunity to Lord Wellesley to present the proposal of treaty in front of the Marathas. So, here we see Lord Wellesley came for the proposal to sign the treaty with the Marathas. So, in the 1802, as the Peshwa Bajirao II of Bassein signed the treaty and accepted the British norms. So, norms means whatever rules that was wrote by the Britishers, all the rules of the Britishers. So here Peshwa Bajirao too, he accepted the treaty, means he signed the treaty with the Britishers. So here between 1802 to 4, Britishers fought war with Scindias and Bhonsles and captured the places also. So here slowly they are capturing, or they are coming inside the Maratha portion or the Maratha areas, and they are fighting and they are putting war within them. But in 1804 to 5, Britishers and the Holkars fought Anglo-Maratha War 3, in which Holkars were defeated and they had to suffer large amount of loss. So here the Anglo-Maratha War took place 3, and the Holkars also were in a great loss with the fight or with the war with the Britishers, and they lost. So Britishers forced Scindias and Gaikwads to sign the treaty. After they lose, they had to sign the treaty with the Britishers. So here Arya asked the teacher, did all the states agree to sign the treaty? So here the teacher told, no, that was not sure. So due to this insulting treaty, Marathas felt insulted and their self-respect arose once more, and they decided to fight one more battle. So after losing the battle, they were hurt and they felt insulted, and for their self-respect, they decided to fight again with the next battle with the Britishers. So thus the Anglo-Maratha War 4, we saw that in Anglo-Maratha War 3, they lost. Now here they declared Anglo-Maratha War 4, took place in 1817 to 1888. The coalition forces of Peshwa, Holkars and Bhonsles had to face defeat in front of the English. So here was the end of the Maratha dynasty, and there were no much rulers or the warriors left. So here was the end of the Maratha dynasty. Then Hastings and William Bentinck were appointed the new governor of Bengal. So they applied to reform the system of war and economic development method to administrate the country. So here we see after the new selection or the new appointment of Hastings and William Bentinck, the new governor of Bengal, they applied lot of new system, new reformations for the development and the administrative system for the country.